As the king's brother, you should have been first in line.
I was first in line. Or don't you remember? That is until the precious prince arrived.
Long before Simba rightfully claimed his place in the Circle of Life, another king ruled the Pride Lands, King Mufasa. And acclaimed Moonlight director Barry Jenkins is set to take us back to Pride Rock with Mufasa, The Lion King, a new prequel to the 2019 Lion King film. After the film was announced at this year's D23 Expo, the hype is growing amongst fans along with speculation as to what we can expect to see when we return to the Pride Lands. A short clip from the upcoming movie was debuted at the Expo to an audience of lucky attendees, which gave a glimpse at how the story would unfold, seeing a young Mufasa washed away by a flood and found by a mysterious lion who raises him alongside Scar. Apart from this information, the plot of the upcoming movie is being held tightly under wraps. But there is a lot we're hoping to see in Mufasa the Lion King. So today we're counting down our 5 pitches for Mufasa the Lion King. Hello and welcome back to Slurp. Before we jump into the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be kept up to date with all our latest content. Now let's jump into the video. Number 5. The Tale of a Hattie. Now you may be wondering who a Hattie is, as it's not a name that's featured in the animated movies or the live-action rendition of The Lion King. The name comes from the book A Tale of Two Brothers, inspired by The Lion King, that was published in 1994 as the first book in The Lion King, 6 New Adventures. According to the book, Scar is the second-born son of a Hattie and Yuru. He was once named Taka, meaning waist or wand in Swahili. The book details how he becomes infuriated when he learns his older brother Mufasa was chosen to be king, rather than himself, due to his dutiful, responsible nature. Scar would come to meet 3 hyenas named Shenzi, Banzai, and Ed, who tell him that if Mufasa is made to look like a failure, then he'll look kingly in comparison and take the throne soon enough. This leads to Scar tricking his big brother into going down to the waterhole, where a Cape buffalo called Boma is refusing to share the water with the rest of the Pride Lands, which at the time is having a terrible drought. During the drought, Hattie watched over the Pride Lands while his mate, Yuru, searched for a new source of food and water. He encountered a wandering baboon named Rufiki, to whom he offered shelter after learning of the simian's mission to collect knowledge. Shortly after, Hattie struggled to manage the complaints of the Pride Landers who were suffering from a lack of food and water, and was forced to break his promise to Scar in order to handle the kingdom's problems. At the D23 Expo this year, it was revealed to attendees that Mufasa came to the Pride Lands after he was orphaned as a child in a flood. This could easily link back to the end of the drought and set up the film's plot. Though the story of a Hattie is canon, it would be an awesome route for Disney to take a deep dive into Scar and Mufasa's father and what led up to the events we've already seen in the animated and live-action renditions with how Mufasa came to be king. Number 4. Musical numbers. There's no doubt that if The Lion King remake cut out all of its classic beloved songs like Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Hakuna Matata, and Circle of Life, fans would have been pretty upset. So we were happy to hear these tracks feature, and of course with Beyoncé lending her incredible vocals to the track, fans are questioning what awaits in terms of music for the prequel. Simba's Pride was the follow-up to the animated 1994 Lion King that contains some epic well-known tracks such as My Lullaby, He Lives in You, and Love Will Find a Way. But as the story is completely different, it's unknown if any of these songs will feature or if completely original tracks will be crafted. Director Barry Jenkins revealed at this year's D23 that we can expect musical numbers, and really wonderful ones at that, with composer Hans Zimmer returning to the franchise alongside Pharrell Williams and Nicholas Bridle on board, who also provided music for the 2019 remake. With Zimmer no stranger to Pride Rock, having previously scored the iconic 1994 soundtrack, we have every hope for new and classic Lion King bangers. Number 3. CGI improvements. With the Lion King remake referred to as live action, surprise, surprise, there's nothing actually live action about it at all. Jon Favreau even took to Instagram to reveal the only real shot in the whole film, which was in the opening sequence, as the Circle of Life opens the movie. Although the film was quite a technical achievement, it didn't escape harsh critiques from fans and critics surrounding the emotionless animals and their lack of expression, which is a huge downside of taking the realistic route compared to the animated route, as animals can't emote like humans can, which led to the film falling flat in areas that should have been peak climax. Although director Barry Jenkins revealed that the prequel will follow in the footsteps of Jon Favreau's CGI rendition, we hope from the feedback Jenkins takes it on board and adds more depth to the design of the animals. Some fans, such as artist Elijah, have even taken it upon themselves to redesign some of the characters to what they believe they should have looked like. These designs are awesome and definitely add more to the characters when showing emotion. We'd love to see elements of this in Disney's Lion King 2. Number 2. Cast. Currently, the only confirmed actor set to star in Mufasa, The Lion King, is Aaron Pierre's grown-up Mufasa, who is taking the reins from the Lion King icon, James Earl Jones. And after hearing the depth of Pierre's voice, we think he'll do an awesome job with Mufasa.
Man, I think it's, I'll say as much as I can say, and what I would say.
Also confirmed is Kelvin Harrison Jr., who is set to play Scar. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen are apparently set to reprise their roles as the comedic duo Timon and Pumbaa. In the 2019 remake, when Beyoncé was announced to voice grown-up Nala, fans were ecstatic and expected some incredible musical numbers. But her performance, unfortunately, didn't live up to expectations, but this wasn't all Beyoncé's fault and was perhaps down to a casting error. She definitely dominated the Can You Feel the Love Tonight duet with Donald Glover as older Simba, but to a point of drowning out Glover and taking the track almost to a solo moment. The singer and actress has also been compared to original Nala voice actress Moira Kelly, who has a deep but soft voice that is echoed perfectly through Nala's rebellious character, giving a natural flow in her performance. When it came to her addition to the soundtrack with original song Spirit, this was very obviously a Beyoncé-written song that was played over a montage of her character in a critical arc to the story, but all believability that what we were supposed to be hearing was Nala, was in fact replaced with a random ballad from a world-famous singer. But there's no doubt Beyoncé is an incredible performer, and we could definitely see her recast as Simba's mother, Sarabi, if she is to make an appearance in Mufasa. And coming in at number 1, Scar. We're currently in the golden era of prequels, with stories dating back being vital in a universe timeline for establishing events, characters, and plot leads. Just look at Star Wars, for example. The Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen trilogy is a prequel to the original trilogy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is a prequel to the original trilogy and a sequel to the prequels. The Mandalorian is a prequel to the J.J. Abrams trilogy and a sequel to the original trilogy. And Disney's newest series, Andor, is a Rogue One prequel. With the rise of prequels, there's one backstory we're desperate for Disney to bring us in live action: the story of Scar. Scar is arguably one of Disney's most evil villains of all time. Not only did he plot to murder his brother to take over Pride Rock, but he also set out to frame his nephew in the process before ordering his minion hyenas out to kill him too. But if you're a fan of the animated hit Movie Like Us, you probably have a few questions about Disney's iconic villain, like what made Scar so evil? And of course, how did he get that scar? These questions were answered thanks to The Lion King spin-off animated show, The Lion Guard. The sequel takes place during the time gap within the 1998 film The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. In the series, we came to learn that after Scar died in The Lion King, his spirit still remained in a volcano near Pride Rock, and during one episode, he revealed how he actually got his infamous scar. When the lion was younger, he was actually in charge and patrolled the Pride Lands often alone. During one of his patrols, he came across an unknown lion who also had a scar and planned to overthrow Mufasa so he could take the kingdom. Pretty ironic, right? But the lion had other plans and led Scar over to a rock where a snake was hiding that bit his face, giving him the scar. The lion informed Scar that the snake's bite was poisonous and that he would help save him if he joined him to take Mufasa down. But Scar didn't fall for his scheming plan and ended up killing the lion and snake himself. This story leads to Scar's name sticking after Mufasa started calling him it after the ordeal. It would be awesome to delve further into Scar's backstory and how his evil ways came to be in The Lion King Mufasa. We'd love to see these events played out in live action on the big screen. And that concludes our list. What are you hoping to see in Mufasa, The Lion King? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and thanks for watching.
That I need to be far away from you, 'cause you're a hypnotist. Look in my eyes, babe.